Hello, welcome to this channel. This channel we talk about mastery skills, we talk about mental math skills, we talk about speed reading skills. In this video I'm going to focus on memory skills and how to memorize, how to master anything. Today I read a book on 48 Rules of Power by Robert Greene. Now I decided after reading the book to master all the 48 rules so that I can use them. I can use them every time. When I think about them, I can always just go through them in my head. Not that I always have to go back and look at the book. So that was the goal today. So now I want to identify all the 48 rules in this video so that you know that these are skills that you can use and everyone can learn them. By the way, I use the same skills in schools. I teach students who are performing very poorly. I use the same skill to teach them how to change their performance, how to read and retain whatever they've read. So in this video, let's start. Rule number 1 from 48 is that never outshine your master. Rule number 2, never put too much trust on your friend. Learn how to use your enemies. Rule number 3 says that quote your intention. Okay? Conceal your intention every time. Just don't go out telling people about your intention. Rule number 4, always say little than necessary. Rule number 5, so much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Rule number 6, quote attention at all costs. Rule number 7 talks about learn or get other people do the work and you always take credit. Rule number 8 says that make people come to you. Use bait if necessary. Rule number 9, win through actions and not by argument. Rule number 10 is about infection. That means avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Rule number 11 says that learn to make people dependent on you. Rule number 12 says use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your enemy. Rule number 13 says when in need of help, appeal to the self-interest of someone whom you're asking for help and not their mercy and gratitude. Rule number 14 says that pose like a friend and work like a spy. Rule number 15 says crush your enemy totally. Rule number 16 says use absence to create respect and honor. Rule number 17 says keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate the air of unpredictability. Number 18 says that never build fortress to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Rule number 19 says that know who you are dealing with. Know who you are dealing with. Never wrong or offend the wrong person. Rule number 20 says never commit to anyone. Rule number 21 says use a sucker to catch a sucker. Rule number 22 says use surrender techniques to transform your weakness into power. Rule number 22 says concentrate your forces. Rule number 23 says play the perfect courtier. Rule number 24 says recreate yourself. Rule number 25 says always ensure that your hands are clean. Rule number 26 says play with people's need to believe so that you create a cult-like following. The next rule says that enter any action with boldness. Rule number 29 says that when you do planning, plan all the way to the end. Rule number 30 says make your establishment seem effortless. Rule number 31 says control the rule of the game. Controls the rules to make others play with the cards that you deal with. Rule number 32 says, play with people's fantasy. Rule number 33 says, ensure or try every time to discover the thumb screw. That's like the weakness of everyone you're dealing with. Rule number 34 says, be royal in your fashion, act like a king and you will be treated like one. Rule number 35 says, master the art of timing. Rule number 36 says, disdain the things you know that you cannot achieve or you have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. Rule number 37 says, create a compelling spectacle. Rule 38 says, think the way you like but behave like others. Rule 39 says, stir the water to catch the fish. Rule 40 says, despise free lunches. Rule 41 says, avoid stepping into great man's shoes. Rule 42 says, when you strike the shepherd, the sheep will run away. Rule 43 says, work from people's heart and mind. Rule 44 says, disarm and infuriate with the mirror effect. Rule 45 says, preach the need for change. You yourself never change too quickly. Rule 46 says, never appear to be perfect. Rule 47 says, do not surpass what you aimed at. And Rule 48 finally says, be formless. What Bruce Lee says, be like water, brother.